Shooting guard from Pangasinan, number 3, Mike Di Gregorio. Small forward from Quezon City, number 21, Jeron Teng. Power forward from Siniloan, Laguna, number 2, Abu Treader. And at center from Bicol, number 55, Yusuf Taha. Coaching the Aces is Jeff Carriazo. It is now time to meet the starters for the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. Point guard from Zamboanga City, number 14, Mark Baroka. Shooting guard from Tondo, Manila, number 3, Paul Lee. Small forward from Balibago, Angeles City, Pampanga, number 13, Kelvin Abueva. Power forward from Olongapo City, number 19, Rome De La Rosa. And at center from Lubao, Pampanga, number 10, Ian Sangala. Coaching the Hotshots is Chito Victorero. This game will be officiated by Jimmy Mariano, Dax Dacanay, Nino Cortez, and Tom Mendoza. This game is under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusements Board.
Here we go, Alaska up against Magnolia. Alaska starting out with Di Gregorio, Teng, Taha, Tratter, and Ahan Misi. On the other side, Magnolia with Lee, Baroka, Sangalang, Abueva, and Rome De La Rosa. We got a good one here for our second game this Wednesday evening. Anthony Sutay here, together with Ali Peak. You're watching the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
You can see right off the bat that Alaska has made some changes in their starting five, adding Yosef Taha, who had a big night in their first game, 17.7 rebounds. That's what they're looking for in the big fella. Also, Abu Trotter. Mike Di Gregorio. Mike Di Gregorio also had a really good night, a big night, being inserted into the starting lineup. And I think possibly we might be seeing a lot of these things take place when it comes to Coach Jeffrey Carriazo and his lineups.
Just a moment, we're going to have tip-off here. Our second game. There's Coach Jeff, as you mentioned. He likes to be able to go probably the hot hand or the players who are in the groove right before the game. Coach Chito Victorero there on the other side. Both these coaches got off to resounding wins in their opening matchups here at this conference. Both of them looking to be able to get their second victory here. This tip-off is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. And I think we're going to do it again.
What's interesting about this is Calvin Abueva went up against his former team, which is Phoenix, in the opening. Now Alaska, which was also his former team
right
here. So pretty interesting here how this whole thing plays out.
Just a lot of subplots that they want to have to insert here in our PBA coverage. Di Gregorio off to the side. Tratter's going to slip. Can't complain to the referees about that. There was a slick portion there. We just hope he's okay.
Now, sometimes those things can be dangerous. Looks like he did hurt himself a little bit. He did make a strong jab. Not sure if he's going to be okay here. But looked like he was mentioning to the ref that the floor needs to be mopped up a little bit more. Not sure though.
We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back for more in just a bit.
Didn't look too well because you look at that shooting percentage there, 5 for 19. He struggled. He struggled to rise.
We're back here. Alaska up against Magnolia. There are a few slick portions on that floor, Ali.
Well, we had gotten word earlier on that there is a bit of a leak. There's a few leaks in the arena, so that could have been the reason why Trotter slipped earlier on. So Mark Baroka knocks down a jump shot.
First 2 points for Magnolia, breaking the ice here. Our second for a doubleheader this Wednesday evening. From the outside, Trotter a little bit too strong. De La Rosa with a rebound.
On that first game for Alaska, we saw a lot of great connection, big-to-big passing, interior passing by guys like Yusuf Taha and Abu Trotter.
Nice handoff, Sangalang, and an assist for the beast, Calvin Abueva.
That's a good start for Ian Sangalang. He struggled in their very first game, so it's a good sign that he's getting off real early. He's going to be a key to Magnolia's success, not only in this game, Anthony, but also the rest of this conference.
Trying to find some space. Then goes inside. Taha puts it up a little bit too strong. Sangalang with the rebound, and here comes Baroka. The beast asking for it. The pass a little bit awry, but it's going to stay with the Hotshots. Baroka trying to break down the defense. Finds the beast. The beast now to the lethal weapon. Paul Lee, a little bit too strong. Taha with the board. Hanisi inside to Trotter. They fix that slick portion. Quick double here for the Hotshots. Di Gregorio for 3. Good line, a little bit too strong.
You can see that Alaska's trying to establish the inside presence. They're trying to establish that post by going to Abu Trotter right off the bat. Even Yusuf Taha before that.
Lee trying to get away from Di Gregorio. Will be fouled by Trotter. No basket, they say. Or are they going to count the basket?
As we take a look here, Paul Lee does a really good job of evaluating the floor, seeing that pick and roll opportunity, takes advantage, using his quickness to get to the basket and then drawing the foul. But what I'm expecting here, Anthony, is more of a well-rounded, more settled Magnolia team when it comes to shooting the basketball, because they did have a very tough time getting the ball in the basket, even though they won that game. Even though they won their first game versus Phoenix, excuse me.
Early 7-0 blast here. Losing his footing, Di Gregorio. Alaska now on the board, courtesy of Teng.
Looks like Mike Di Gregorio picked up from where he left off as far as shooting is concerned.
On the side, the Beast looks over to the bench and apologizes for that early shot. 72. Here's our tally here. 5-point lead enjoyed by Magnolia. De Gregorio, a little bit too strong. Uh-oh, Taha holding on to that ankle of his.
You don't want to see this early on, especially with a guy like Yusuf Taha, who played really well in his first game. Again, I'll talk about his stats because it's probably one of his biggest games in his career, 17 points and 7 rebounds. Let's take a look at where he placed his foot right there. He accidentally stepped on Romy De La Rosa's foot. And those are never good. But it's good to see him walking around now.
That's going to hurt a little bit more tomorrow morning.
Oh, of course. The adrenaline's pumping right now. You don't feel too much. You want to be out there.
De Gregorio for 3. Bang!
You know, at some point, he was going to knock down that shot. But that was good offense there by Alaska. And that was the organization I was talking about in their first game when they were playing against Blackwater.
Falling away, Lee. Short on that one. Another rebound for Taha. Trotter goes down low. And they're going to call him for a charge.
That's good defense on the Beast. Defense by the Beast. Drawing that offensive charge, that offensive foul there. Trotter's got to be a little bit more aware about his positioning. You know, that could be a jab step baseline and then go to your right and attack the middle. Great anticipation by Calvin Weber.
No question about it. They go inside Sangalang. Nice to take advantage of this matchup. 2 free throws coming up here for Ian.
And that's a nice move. Why? Because Yusuf Taha is expecting at least 2 or 3, maybe 4 dribbles of Ian Sangalang trying to back him down to get closer to the basket. But in this case, he took 1 dribble, went up, something that Yusuf Taha didn't expect, and he drew the foul.
Sangalang makes the first. He's got 3 points in the contest early.
You know, I talked about the different lineups that Coach Jeffrey Carriazo has made over the last 2 games. But again, it's still early. You know, this is not set. We don't know if this is how he's going to use his lineups, different starters, different games, but possibly also trying to figure out what works best as far as the starting 5 is concerned. It's still early.
Ahan Misi finds Taha. Better footwork there shown by Trotter.
That was a good catch there by Yusuf Taha. You know, the good thing about having a game like he had in the very first game against Blackwater, you know, he walks into this game with a lot more confidence. Right? And confidence makes all the difference in the world.
That's half the battle right there,
That's half
Ali.
the battle right there, yeah. But he's a great addition to this Alaska team. Why? Because he's 6'8". He's a physical body underneath. He's not going to try to do too much out there. He's just going to put himself in the proper position to either make the right pass, to score, to rebound, play hard defense.
Alaska now within 3. 7:40 remaining here in the first period. Baroka finds the Beast. Abueva sneaking in there, will miss. Getting the rebound, around 3 aces.
Ian Sangalang crashing the offensive glass. Getting his 4th point of the night so far.
Ahan Misi tries to hand it off. Loses it. De La Rosa kicks it out. Now they'll reset. More than enough time in their shot clock. The Beast hemmed in. Shot clock down to 3. Abueva's there. That would have counted.
I was actually looking for the 3-second violation by Calvin Abueva, but there was no call there.
It was very close, Ali. Active hands? No. Tang with a jumper. He's got 4 points.
And one of the things that Coach Jeffrey Carriazo implemented in his offense is these weaves, these screens. We saw a lot of that in the very first game, and it's very, very effective. You could see that Magnolia is trying to interrupt those screens by really extending out defensively as Calvin Abueva knocks down the 3-point shot.
That's going to extend the lead here of Magnolia. They're up 14-8. That's going to bring us to this timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Early 6-point lead here enjoyed by Magnolia over Alaska. Coming to you here from the Inares Sports Arena in Pasig. Anthony Sutay here together with Ali Pink. A nice smile there from Calvin the Beast Abueva. His team's off to a good start. Not just in this game, but in this conference, Ali.
Well, so far, he did score 26 points in his first game to open things up. I mean, what a great start, first and foremost, and then helping his team get that first win of the conference.
3 down for the Aces.
Now, one of the main reasons why they picked up Gabinal is because of his IQ, his ability to really grasp what Coach Jeffrey Carriazo needs from him.
Little by little, Coach Jeff has really been able to get the players that he wants on the squad he's coaching, and hitting from the outside there is De La Rosa.
De La Rosa all alone in the corner. Alaska has to challenge that shot, a 3-point shot.
Lead is back up to 6. 5:32 remaining here in the first period. And Misi thought about it, goes inside to Taha. Taha showing us some great footwork.
That was a nice up and under move by Taha, going to the left hand off the glass over Ian Sangalang.
And there's Sangalang trying to come up with some payback, and does.
That's a nice move. Obviously he's left-handed, but that was a nice scoop shot on the other side. Yusuf Taha's got to do a better job of defending that.
Tang with the rebound and the putback.
And he's another guy that needs to get going. He had a difficult time in the first game. And Jaron Tang getting those 2 points.
Jaron Tang's got 6 points in the contest already, as he has brought the Alaska Aces closer. They're now just down by 4. Once again, PBA action coming your way here on PBA Rush. It's the Alaska Aces way up against the Magnolia, Pambansang, Manok, Hotshots. Banal there on your screens, he just hit a 3 earlier. So he's also still in the groove, coming off that victory they had in game number 1.
Well, he added 8 points and 6 rebounds and 3 assists, and he shot the ball pretty well in their first game. So, you know, hopefully these guys, what you want to do as a player is you want to be able to carry over from that first game. But also at the same time, you have to understand that not every game, especially the start of the game, is going to be the same. And the defense fell asleep there. No communication whatsoever on the part of Alaska. They cannot allow that to happen. Magnolia extends their lead. Gio Halalon being able to sneak past the defense and score that layup.
Coach Jeffrey Carriazo livid on the sidelines when he saw that transpire. Dang. Long 2 hits. He's in the groove.
Well, you saw the mismatch there. He had a big on him, Ian Sangalang. He knew that he had the quickness advantage. He was able to have enough space to pull up for that jump shot.
The younger Ahanmisi in the game now for Magnolia.
See right there, Ian Sangalang kind of backs off him a little bit. It's sort of the common thing that a big man does when they're guarding a guard, especially a quicker basketball player. You sort of back off a little bit. That's where a guy like Jaren Tang can take advantage of the big fella by knocking down the jump shot.
21-17 is our tally. Halalon just scored earlier. And a foul is going to be called there. J.V. Casio has checked in for the Alaska Aces. Foul is going to be called on Teng.
J.V. Casio was one of the players that helped Alaska just sort of maintain composure in their first game. But I talked about, you know, how they have a few veterans left over from the previous teams, and J.V. Casio is one of those guys.
Talking about veterans, Rafi Ribas is checked in for Magnolia. Teng likes his mismatch. Kicks it out. Banal gets another 3.
He's just sitting out there in the arc, and his teammates are setting him up properly to where all he has to do is just knock down that 3-point shot. Nice job by Banal.
And the lead is down to 1.
It's a 2-3 zone now, implemented by Alaska's defense.
Halalon in the paint, weaving, missing. Rondial picks up that rebound. Teng says, let me orchestrate. Under 3 minutes to play here in the first. Teng once again. The free throw line extended, and a foul is going to be called on Rondial.
Well, Coach Chito Victorero made a move there. He took Ian Sangalang out, and now he put Rafi Ribas in, knowing that Rafi Ribas, throughout his entire career, Rafi's been able to switch off and guard the guard. You saw an example of that right there. He wasn't, he was actually a little bit closer. He's a lot longer, a lot taller, to where he can extend and challenge, which he did versus Jaren Tang.
And Misi on the outside. Hotshots still with a 1-point lead here. A little bit of a jab step, quick move. Not going to work there for the Beast.
It's nice defense there by Banal, challenging that shot.
Banal's got the ball. Now to Teng, back to Banal. Banal's hit 2 threes. Sets up Casio. Casio with a floater. Not gonna work. And here comes Halalon on the break. Perfect handoff. For Janicio. Just ran by the sides and just waited for that perfect pass.
One of the things that Magnolia likes to do is they like to get out in transition. Benicio was able to convert on that fast break.
I look inside, they can't find any space there. Bang, spinning. Hoist up another shot. Good line, a little bit too strong.
Alaska's got to get a little bit more out of their offense. There's got to be a little bit more movement.
Perfect pass inside, Dionisio once again.
Benicio being in the right place at the right time. Actually, he's putting himself in the position to be able to score this way. First he runs the floor, then he makes himself available underneath the basket. That's a nice bullet pass by Gio Halalon.
And he's heading to the line for an extra free throw here. Looking to give Magnolia another 6-point lead. And a few 6-point leads early here in quarter number 1.
So far, points in the paint goes in favor of Magnolia. We've seen a lot of points in the shaded lane converted by the Magnolia Hotshots.
70 seconds remaining here. Casio from the 15-foot line.
Wow.
Felt the contact, put it up. Knocked that one down.
That's what he brings. He brings composure running that point. It's a nice play here. Ben Adamos, the rookie, does a nice job of setting that pick to free up JV Casio. Ben Adamos, another key element in Alaska's first win.
Reeves to the rebound. Jackson Corpus is checked in for the Hotshots. Hanmisi, that's what he can do. Overshoots that time.
Still has yet to really find his shooting eye so far in his first 2 PBA games. Still early.
Banal overshoots. Long rebound goes to Hanmisi. Halalon back to Hanmisi. Hanmisi for 3. Short this time. Nakasu says let's settle things down. About 6-second difference from shot clock and the game clock in the first period. Casio left open for 3. Bang.
You see right away what the offense of Alaska is really trying to do this conference. You know, you see a lot of flares, you see a lot of weaves, you see a lot of pick and rolls at the top of the key. In this case, JV Casio was able to flare out and knock down that 3-point shot.
Steal. And that's where we're going to end first quarter hostilities. Just a 1-point lead enjoyed here by the Hotshots. Daniel Defonso with a little bit of tips here and there. It's 26-25 after the first quarter of play. Welcome back to our coverage here of the PBA as we take a look at Twin Terrors. We've got Mark Baroka and Gio Halalon.
They're both players been an intricate part of this guard rotation, which is a very deep guard rotation for the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. Versus Phoenix in their first game, 7 and 6 points, both combined for 13 points. But we know that both of these guys are capable of scoring in double figures, and not just double figures, but high double figures. We've seen them do it time and time again. Mark Baroka, Gio Halalon, with the championship experience. This is a very, very experienced team as far as the core is concerned, even though Mark Pinker's retired. There's a lot of guys with a lot of great experience here, and a lot of them come from that guard rotation.
That's a real dynamic backcourt that you've got there with Baroka and Halalon. A lot of speed, but also a lot of experience.
So it's a good thing when you have somebody like Jarek Ahanmisi, you know, just to sort of, you know, fly under the wings of the more experienced guards of Magnolia.
Banal forces the issue. A little bit too strong. Corpus. His first rebound. Corpus can hit that three-point shot. Halalon from 16 feet, no. Turns up with his first board. Hand it off there to Banal. Shot clock. He's down to 6. Fall away is not going to work. The tip goes to Anmisi. Anmisi 0 for 3 from three-point distance here so far. But we know he can light it up. Corpus, long 2.
Jackson Corpus, a great pickup by Magnolia, especially because Mark Pingrich, their energy guy, who had been doing that for such a long time before the Magnolia Hotshots retired. Now you bring in a younger big Jackson Corpus who could provide that type of energy. As Ben Adamos, the product out of the NCAA, knocks down a jump shot. He's one of those big guys that has three-point capability.
Missed that time from Jonicio. We're tied at 28.
So far, both teams shoot 50% from the field.
Cascio trying to turn the corner. Good ball rotation. Banal tries to power his way. Will head to the line for 2 shots.
What I like on that offensive sequence is they took their time. They explored their options there. Banal saw his defender. He also saw that there was really no help on the baseline. Let's take a look at this shot here by Ben Adamos. 3-point shot, actually. I said it was a 2-point shot earlier. But that's what he brings to the table. He brings his size, which is about 6'6", 6'7", which Alaska, you could see the effort in Alaska going out and finding bigs, especially young, promising bigs. What Coach Jeffrey Carriaso's really creating, that type of atmospheric community that he's creating, is a team that is deep in many positions, especially the big man position.
2 misses here from Banal. Score doesn't change. Dionisio to Corpus. Corpus! That was halfway down.
Almost from the same position as before.
1 for 2 from the field for Jackson Corpus. We're still tied at 28. 2 minutes gone here in the second period.
There's that weave again. So effective. We see a little bit of that. We saw a little bit of that in the playoffs by Phoenix. Phoenix Suns, that is.
Here's Anmisi. Still to find his range here today.
He just needs to keep shooting the basketball, Anthony.
I think that's exactly what the coaching staff is telling him. You're in there for your shooting. Dionisio put it up. Will miss. Second rebound here for Herndon.
Robbie Herndon is one of the tougher basketball players in this league. He's part of that Magnolia Hotshots team that won a championship a few conferences back.
Cascio, step back 3 doesn't work. They get his long rebound. Brand new 14 to work with. And a foul is going to be called on Gio.
You see that both teams are still, the way that they've come out and performed so far is pretty decent. But there's little intricate details that are being a little bit overlooked here. One of them, I should say, is boxing out. We've seen second and third chance opportunities in this game so far as 50-50 balls are concerned and offensive rebounds are concerned. Now, Taylor Brown, the rookie from Canada, Phil Canadian, checking into the basketball game for Alaska.
First look for us here for Brown tonight. Cascio! No. But a foul's going to be called there on Gio Halal, and he doesn't like it. He's going to pick up 2 quick fouls.
It's kind of hard to see the contact from here, from this angle.
We're going to have the benefit of replay here. Well, at least I'm hoping.
Much better angle here. That's the left hand right there and the left foot. And JV Casio was lucky there that he didn't twist his ankle. Or roll his ankle, I should say.
There was some contact with both their feet, but he was lucky, as you said. He got the outer part of Halalon's foot. It's now the referees who are going to review this one.
Bottom line, you know, when a shooter's in shooting motion and he's already off the ground, you can't touch him at all. You can't do it.
Not to mention the fact that you've got to be able to make sure that he lands and lands safely.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that you want to do is you want to make a solid challenge, but at the same time, you don't want to have any contact. Yeah, it was that left foot that slid over. I don't think there was anything intentional there, but that is the rule. So he's going to have to sit out for 3 minutes. I will say that closing out and challenging shots like that is a bit of an art form. You know, that's one thing that I really worked on while I was playing. To be able to challenge shots and have enough balance to get out of the way and not establish any contact, but at the same time not allowing my foot to slide under, because that rule was already implemented while I was still playing.
There you can see, definitely making contact. He was trying to stop. JV Casio has missed 3 free throws already here.
Very, very uncharacteristic of a player like JV Casio to miss those charity shots.
He can't believe it. He missed one on the end one situation a while ago and 2 there. Our score has been pegged at 28 for quite a while.
Nice pass, beautiful pass by JV Casio.
When he says, I can't hit the free throws, let me come up with a good assist. Brondial now on the line, looking to complete his version of a 3-point play.
Rodney Brondial, another asset to this Alaska lineup. You know, he brings his size and, again, experience. Again, this was a guy that was part of the Magnolia Hotshots teams that were winning titles. Now, he put himself in the right position to all he had to do was just go straight up. And that was a good look, a very good look by JV Casio.
And now this is the first taste of the lead for the Alaska Aces, and they're up by 3 off the 3-point play.
The Alaska Aces back into a 2-3 zone, just to kind of mix the defense up, kind of keep Magnolia's attack off balance.
Barroca back in action. Finds Rivas. Rivas overshoots. Adamos to the board. Brown hands it over to Casio. Rondale on the outside. Brown, will he attack? Thought about it, got hemmed in. Rondial for 3. No chance in that one. Barroca looking for a 3-point play. He led to the line for 2 shots.
That's a nice take by Mark Barroca. You know, one of the more physical guards in the PBA.
Little chat there between Brondial and Brown. Looks like Taha's going to be checking back in. He did start this ball game for the Alaska Aces. Now we also got the return of Ian Sangalang. With these coaches mirroring the minutes of their starting big men. Their starting 5s. Casio now at point. Barroca making life so difficult for JV.
Well, it looks like what Magnolia's trying to do is they're trying to pressure the guards of Alaska in the backcourt. You know, that double team, that trap attempt on JV Casio.
Herndon, a little bit too strong. Let's see if Anmisi can get himself on court. Baroka. Sanggalang tries to shoot over the defense and does.
So efficient and so effective inside the paint. One of the more traditional games of a big man. You don't see Sanggalang, extending out, knocking down three-point shots. He's in the block. Kind of nice to see.
Old school.
Old school. Old school.
Baroka's gonna pick up a personal there.
Look at that pass there. Again, that 2-3 zone, kind of confusing Magnolia's offense a little bit, but Mac Baroka being able to find Ian Sanggalang for the deuce.
Herndon kicks it out. Adamos for three. Yes!
That's his bread and butter. Now, I will say this. I've been comparing players from the past to players today. Ben Adamos reminds me so much of Yancy De Ocampo. The way they, first of all, their length, their size, and their ability to knock down three-point shots.
That's a good comparison right there.
And I believe they're wearing the same jersey number. I gotta check that, aren't they? Yeah, I think Yancy De Ocampo.
If I'm not mistaken, I think
yeah.
you're right. Well, an assist gonna go there to Robbie.
It's freaky.
That's gonna drop there for Paul Lee. Approaching the halfway mark of quarter number 2. More starters coming back in. Rome De La Rosa together with the beast, Calvin Abueva. Disappointing so far for Hanmisi, 0 for 3 from the field. We're tied at 34.
And at some point, he's going to have to find his range. He's going to find his range. He's going to find his mark. Kind of tough when you're coming off the bench. You're also competing. You're not just competing against your opponent. You're also competing against the players that are already or have been in the rotation. That's a deep rotation, like I said before, as far as Magnolia is concerned.
Well, most of the PBA teams are stacked. Brown overshoots.
And Brown just needs to settle in, settle down, let the game come to him.
Adamos misses from point-blank range. And here's Baroka. Gonna give Magnolia the lead once again. Lee thought about it. Looks for some space. Another rebound for Herndon.
They're not really getting much because of that zone that's implemented by Alaska. Kind of hard to penetrate, especially early on when Calvin Abueva was trying to penetrate the defense. Alaska did a really good job of closing in.
Casio launches from 3. Will be short. 50-50 ball. Good play there from Calvin. No. They're gonna say, I think it's gonna be a jump ball. We'll see what happens when we sort things out. It's 34 apiece. Magnolia and Alaska as we get to this timeout. This timeout brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. We'd like to welcome everybody back here to the coverage of the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup. Brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Got a great matchup. The Alaska Aces up against the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. Here this Wednesday evening. Anthony Sutay with the call together with Ali Peak. This is a matchup everybody was looking forward to, but they didn't expect it this early. But there was a little shuffle in the schedule, unfortunately, because of health and safety protocols. brought about by the positive test from a few TNT players, and since they played Terra Firma, the team of Terra Firma also had to be put under health and safety protocols.
Yeah, it's just really tough. And, you know, the thing is, of course, fans out there want to see Terra Firma play. They want to see TNT play. But at the end of the day, it really has to do with safety and making sure that all the players, staff, family members as well, are all safe here. You know, for the long game, the long run, for again, the fans to be able to see their favorite basketball players, their favorite basketball teams. But what we're looking at so far in this first half, Alaska Magnolia, Anthony, is sort of a chess match. You know, right now it's been the 2-3 zone that's been disrupting Magnolia's offense implemented by Alaska. That's helped Alaska, you know, close that gap, which wasn't a very big gap, but the game is tied. So it'll be interesting to see what offense is ran or what adjustments is ran offensively by Magnolia in the next 5 minutes.
Baraka looks inside, De La Rosa makes his move. Just can't get it to drop. Tang is back, calling out the play. Coming in favor of JB Casio. That foul's going to be called on the Beast.
It looked like the Beast was trying to reach in there. I think he would have had a better shot at just challenging the shot. You know, Yusuf Taha looked like he was going to fake middle again and come back, cross over and go up with either left or right hand on the other side. But if you're Yusuf Taha, I felt that he had Calvin in a compromised position. All he had to do was just go up with the right hand. Or he could have took a few dribbles towards the middle, used his body, his length, his size over Calvin Weber, and drop stepped towards the baseline.
Right now he's happy. He's on the free throw line with 2 free throws. Made the first. Trotta's going to check back in.
Sometimes my instincts start to take over here, Anthony. It's just
No,
like I
it's
see the
nice,
openings,
though.
I see the openings.
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
like, man, he got him. He had him here, he had him there.
And that's good education for a lot of the young fans we've got watching, and so, you know, they can try to bring that into their game once they're allowed on the court, of course, because only professional sports is allowed at the moment.
Exactly, right?
A lot of the youngsters dying to get back out there. Uh-oh. I think he got hit in the breadbasket.
I think you're right. Actually, you are right. But anytime you're near or around Calvin, it's going to be physical. But this is a nice cut by Calvin of Weber here. And you see the 3 players converge on him. And, you know, Calvin, as he's going up, the right foot goes up and accidentally connects with Jaron Tang.
Yep. Let's see if the referees take a look at this. Well, he quickly went over to Jerome and apologized. He went up there. And he heads over there to the younger Jerome. Says, no malice intended. I do want you to have kids sometime in the future.
Hey, you know what? I mean, I've taken a couple of shots. Not a couple. I played for 16 years. I've taken a lot of shots in that area.
You've had your
Anthony,
share.
And I mean, just a simple graze is more than enough to put any one of us men on the floor
Exactly.
for a very long time. Just a simple brush.
And that one was flush.
That was a kick.
First goes down here for the Beast. Second is a failure, so he's not going to tie this ball game. Under 5 minutes to play here in the first half.
If you are the parents of the Ahanisi brothers, you have to be very proud to see both of your sons out here playing. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's where he had Calvin Weber in a few offensive sequences prior to that one. If you can master something like that, it's a nice defensive play there by Yusuf Taha with the block shot. if he can master something like that with his size, be very, very effective.
Nice spin by Trotter.
So we saw the two bigs of Alaska make their presence felt in the last few possessions, the last two possessions of the Aces. First it's Yusuf Taha with the jump shot, with a jump hook, with the right hand, and now it's Abu Trotter underneath.
Trying to take advantage of the size mismatch they have. Sangalang from the 15-foot line.
And Sangalang, nice jump shot, free throw line extended.
40-37 is our tally. A little bit of a brush. We're going to stop proceedings once again. A foul is going to be called here in Magnolia. Unfortunately for Magnolia and Paul Lee, they're in the penalty. So 2 free throws coming up here for Alaska. But we're going the other way. Still a 3-point lead here by Alaska. 3 minutes and change. Baraka thought about it. Nice defense put up there by the Aces.
It's a good collapsing defense by the red jerseys. And with that size as well.
Back inside the Taha. Falling away, hits that one.
Yeah, and there you go. You see, now, again, he's using his size. He has a soft touch around the basket. I thought he had him baseline, don't you? He had him baseline. But still, nonetheless, nice move by Yusuf Taha.
Short there, Baraka gets his miss. They got a brand new 14 to work with, which is down to 7. Swing pass, De La Rosa for 3.
Nice swing pass to the corner. Rome De La Rosa knocking down the 3-point shot. This is what they're going to have to do. Alaska's doing a really good job, Anthony, of packing in the middle.
Anisi trying to set up thing, and they go right back inside, and why not? That's the mismatch they're trying to exploit, Ali.
Well, they've exploited it, and Calvin Abueva has yet to figure it out. Now, the one thing that Calvin Abueva's not doing is denying the post and pushing Yusuf Taha out. He has to do that because of the size differential.
We got another timeout. 2 minutes, 7 seconds remain here in the first half. It's a 2-point lead enjoyed by the Aces. Philippines' chances of getting its first ever gold medal is stronger than ever. Share the love for Team Philippines as we count down to Tokyo 2020. Watch the Olympic Games of Tokyo 2020 from July 23 to August 8, 2021 on Signal, TV5, One Sports, One Sports Plus, Signal Play, PLDT, and Smart with hashtag #SeeUsStronger.
Looking forward to the Olympic Games in Japan. And, I really would like to see Heidi Lynn Diaz, who was a silver medalist in powerlifting in the Rio de Janeiro Games 2016, finally get over the hump and win the gold medal. That would be a treat to the Filipinos. A lot of promising things to see. We could
Kaloy Yulo
Carlo
in
Yulo,
gymnastics.
yes,
He's
absolutely.
actually a world champion, so
There you go.
he's got a very good shot. Our boxers as well.
Yes, boxers, that's another thing, boxers.
Actually, the Associated Press came out with their prediction for the boxing competition, and they had Yomir Marshall as the gold medalist, potential gold medalist in his division. So we just might be lucky. We might not just get 1 gold medal, but we might have 2.
Yes, absolutely. And you know what? This could be the year. This could be the year the to finally accomplish that. That'd be great for the country, great for the people.
In the sport of golf, Yuka Saso, actually
Yes,
about a month
yes.
ago, won the U.S. Open Women's Golf Championship. So that was up against a world-class field, and essentially the same field she's going to be facing in Tokyo. So she has a good chance as well there. 43-40 is our tally here in our matchup. You're watching the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup. 2 minutes before we get to the halftime break. Anthony Sutay here together with Ali Peak. We've got a good one on our hands. Lee thought about it, brings it out, launches a real deep one. Not gonna work though.
I tell you, that defense is very suffocating, especially when they go and get the defensive rebounds. Alaska's doing a really good job defensively here.
Hanmisi using the glass.
You saw the opening, and you know, it's kind of confusing on the part of Magnolia. I mean, their defense, you just don't know what's coming. You don't know if it's going to be a weave. You don't know if it's going to be a flare pick. You don't know if it's going to be a backdoor pick, which leaves these areas wide open. You know, they probably thought that Africa Hanmisi was going to dribble handoff again, but this time he went ahead and attacked the basket and scored.
Nothing there from the outside from Paul Lee once again.
And Magnolia's not getting much on the inside. They're not getting much on the outside. You're going to have to make adjustments.
Swipe there. And Teng's going to head to the line for 2 free throws. Smart play there from Jerome. This 5-point lead for Alaska, the biggest for them here in this contest.
It's very interesting when you think about you know, how important it is. Of course, again, the long layoff, I get it, but Alaska in their first showing, I felt, you know, I would compare it to the way Rain or Shine and Moralco came out and played their very first game. Well organized, they looked like they had been playing for quite some time. They were prepared to play in all aspects. Magnolia, you couldn't say the same thing. All right, Phoenix, you couldn't say the same thing going back to the last game. And, you know, perhaps it carries over. It carries over to the next game. So, you know, again, repetition, preparation, so important. But having said all that, Anthony, look, we're talking again about a single round robin. These guys have to get their act together fast.
Foul's going to be called there, and Tahay doesn't like it. Sanggalang hits the deck.
It was a nice flash by the big Ian Sanggalang, flashing to the short corner and then seeing the opening. Of course, he was challenged by Yusuf Taha, but he drew the foul here. He drew the foul. That short corner, by the way, has been used for ages. I used to use it a lot, especially when teams were playing zone defenses. Coach Tim Cohn, when I was playing for Alaska, said, hey, just kind of hide down there. You're not in the paint, but you're not that far away from the paint. You're just sort of hovering in that corner area, if you will, baseline, behind that last line of defense. And every once in a while, there are openings there that you can take advantage of.
All you need to do is just take one step and you're under the basket.
Exactly.
Under a minute to play here in the first half. 51.2 seconds to be exact. 6-point lead enjoyed by Alaska. Looking for more here in this defensive thrust.
Full court press here, implemented by Magnolia, just to try to get a quick turnover in the bucket.
They find Di Gregorio, and now here's Teng once again. A little bit too strong. Another offensive rebound here by the Aces, but there's a block there from Rafi Rivas.
Good defensive play by Rafi Rivas. He's made a living out of blocking shots.
Sanggalang short. Hanmisi picks it up. Now they're going to wait for the final shot. That's a wise move. Calling out the plays, Maverick. Time down to 6 seconds. He's going to lose it. Quickly apologizes to Coach Jeffrey and the rest of his squad.
You know, those are some of the tough things, you know, especially for a coach, you know, unforced turnovers. Especially when you're playing against a team like Magnolia, you got to be very, very efficient on just about every possession.
30-second timeout is going to be called here by the Hotshots. Coach Tito Victorero wants to be able to map out a play where he can get off a decent shot. Games on Friday, July 23. It's Barangay Ginebra at 2 in the afternoon up against Blackwater Bossing. And at 4:35, we've got the San Miguel Beermen. These are the games on Saturday. We got Meralco Bolts up against Rainier Shine at 2, and the Aces up against Phoenix at 4:35. All games are live on PBA Rush, Signal, and Smart GigaFest. 2.5 seconds remain here. Let's see what Coach Chito drew up. And Misi launches! That's way short. And that is where we're going to end first half hostilities. Both these teams have taken their shots from the outside. Adamos hitting from 3. Baroka finding the cutting Sangalang. Sangalang hits from inside. And going to work inside the paint, Yusuf Taha. He's made a living there. It is 47-41 at the break. The Alaska Aces with the lead over Magnolia. .47-41 is our tally here at the halftime break. The Alaska Aces lead the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots by 6. It's been a close game so far, all throughout. In fact, Magnolia had the early lead, and then the Alaska Aces just poured it on in the second period, and that's why they lead by 6 here at the break.
Well, I think a lot of that, Anthony, really has to do with the defense displayed by Alaska, especially in that second quarter. But we're seeing some of the highlights here. Ian Sangalang set up by Calvin Abueva. Ian Sangalang doing really well in double figures already in the first half. But then we also see some good offensive sequences, particularly by Jaren Tang. And then a nice pass there to Dionisio from Gio Halalo. So we saw a lot of good executions on the part of both teams in that first quarter.
Here we have Adamos hitting from 3.
Ben Adamos, the rookie, knocking down the three-point shot, and then Ian Sangalang doing a really good job. Huge difference in comparison to his very first game, but you know, these guys are getting their rhythm and timing back. Then Yusuf Taha with a soft hook shot to the middle.
As we take a look at the halftime stats, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA.
You look at the field goal percentage from both teams. Magnolia 36%, Alaska better 45%. And then the three-point percentage, 25% on the part of Magnolia, only 3 for 12. And then Alaska, a little bit better, or actually a lot better, 41% or 40% from three-point range. But the differential as far as the rebounding and bench points is concerned, you look at the bench points, 20 points off the bench for Alaska. So they were really effective in the first half to 9 points of Magnolia. However, on the other end, 6 fast break points for Magnolia as opposed to 0 points for Alaska. But there's also a lot of other statistics there. Both teams distributed the ball pretty well. 11 assists for Alaska, 10 assists for Magnolia. And then I also want to talk about points in the paint. Pretty much even. And again, I go back to how effective the bigs of both squads are. Let's take a look at the leading scorers. for the first half. Jaren Tang with 10 points. Yusuf Taha, the man in the middle, with 10 points. Ben Adamos, the rookie, 6 points. Gabinal, 6 points. JV Casio, the veteran, 5 points. Ian Sangalang, I talked about how he was in double figures already in the first half, 13 points. Rome De La Rosa, 6. Paul Lee, 5. I expect to see Paul Lee really explode in the second half. Dionisio making himself very, very effective coming off the bench with 5. Calvin Abueva, another key element who I'm expecting to really explode in the third or fourth quarter.
If you look at it, just 4 points for the Beast, but he has actually tried to get his teammates involved. He's had a really tough time inside because he was getting hammered by Yusuf Taha inside the paint.
That's one of the key factors here. Now, Coach Jeffrey Carriazo has been using that 2-3 zone, which has caused a lot of problems for Magnolia offensively. They just can't seem to figure that out, not quite yet. But also the bigs of Alaska, just really clogging up the paint, making it very difficult for guys like Ian Sangalang to get the shots that he wants. So it's amazing that Ian Sangalang was able to score in double figures. But that's how effective Ian Sangalang is. That's how good of a player he is.
You're watching the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Anthony Santay here together with Ali Peak. Got an excellent game on our hands. The Alaska Aces up against the Magnolia Hotshots. Rebound there for Teng. Hands it off. All the way home. Not gonna drop there for Herndon. Alalon. Nice handoff. The Beast couldn't convert.
You know, with Robbie Herndon and the Beast, those are shots that they normally make. Just couldn't manage to get those shots to fall there.
Starting here is JV Casio for the Aces. Playing point once again is Tang. Tang weaving and scoring, but that's going to be a foul. And it's going to be a charge.
Offensive foul. And guess who drew that offensive foul? Calvin Abueva.
Was he outside?
He was
yes,
outside. He was outside, and that was a good setup there. That's outside of the arc. Good defensive play by the Beast.
A minute quickly gone here in the third. Still a 6-point lead enjoyed by the Aces. In fact, the score hasn't moved. Schrader. Inside. Won't get it to drop, but he's got 2 free throws coming up.
On the other end, it looked like Gio Halalon slipped. Sort of the same thing that happened to Abu Trotter on the opposite side, on that same area, in that same area. And it looks like the coaching staffs of both squads, some of the players are motioning to the officials, hey, look, you know, the floor is kind of slick over there. We did talk about leaks in the roof of the Anaris Arena. But having said all that, Abu Trotter, again, making his presence felt straight down the middle. You know, I think what's giving Magnolia a problem, or problems, has been the size of that front line by Alaska. You're talking about a very young front line. Before, you had to worry about guys like Vic Manuel, Sonny Toss, who were a little bit older, especially Sonny Toss, who's retired now. But now you got, you know, a more dynamic, younger, fresh front line for Alaska.
Well, Sangalang has been at the forefront of their attack. Inside the paint for quite a while, gets 2 points there. Deng. Pounded in the outside by De La Rosa. Casio setting the pick. Brondia with handoff. Casio all the way home.
I really like the offense of Alaska. So many different types of looks as far as screens, pick and rolls are concerned.
Halalon spinning and scoring.
Such a nice move by Gio Halalon, you know, using his quickness to his advantage. But you could definitely tell that Magnolia is trying to pick up the pace here. They're trying to make it their own pace because you see a lot of full court pressure defense. In that case scenario, that one just there looked like a 3/4 court scenario. Let's take a look at this move here again. Nice move by JV Castro to the basket. And then the spin move on his former teammate, Robbie Herndon, Gio Halalo. But again, here comes the full court pressure, Anthony, trying to get Alaska to sort of speed up their shot selection, just so that they can get it to their advantage.
Transfer gets denied there by Sangalang. Here's Barroca pushing it forward, the beast. Nice kick out, De La Rosa for three.
So far, it's been effective. That pressure defense has picked up the pace for Magnolia, being able to really push the ball, which is something that they've been wanting to do. And then, of course, you see some highlights here. Calvin Abueva leading the break and finding Rome De La Rosa in the corner for that three-point shot. Earlier was Ian Sangalang.
This timeout
Inside.
is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Gusto mo ba ng kakaibang viewing experience sa PBA? Register to join the PBA Virtual Fan Experience and become a bida fan. Dahil dito sa PBA, tayo ang bida. Registration link will be posted a day before each PBA game day on PBA, PBA Rush, TV5, and One Sports Facebook page. 50 for Magnolia, 49 for Alaska.
Looking at the stats so far from both teams, are almost identical, pretty close together. When you think about the field goal percentage, even rebounds, assists as well. Bench point production seems to be the discrepancy where Alaska holds the advantage. A lot of production coming off the bench for Alaska so far in this basketball game.
Magnolia now with a 1-point lead. They trail by 6 at the halftime break. A little bit too aggressive, was a double team there. Gonna be Sangalang picking that one up. First team foul for Magnolia. Once again, trying to go inside. Trotter trying to bully his way inside, and a foul will be called. Back-to-back fouls on Ian Sangalang.
He had him on the first bump, Anthony. He had him in a good position. He took that power dribble, was able to establish that bump in a little bit of space. He could have gone straight up to knock down that right-hand hook shot. You know, sometimes you do a little bit too much. You get that first bump, you think you got to make another bump and another bump after that, where in fact you already had the advantage on that first hit.
That's the recognition you've got to have. Once you see that separation, you can take the shot.
And it also kills me because, you know, from my vantage point, what I'm seeing, there's a lot of opportunities there that he could have really capitalized on. But still, he got fouled, went to the free throw line.
Made both free throws. It's a 1-point lead by the Alaska Aces. Barroca kicks it out. Sangalang. The Beast will pull it out. Barroca trying to make his move. That's a nice handoff. But Sangalang can't score.
What's impressive here, that's usually an offensive rebound or a tip in by Calvin Abueva, but you could see that Alaska has prepared for the Beast. They've prepared for the bigs. They've prepared for the rebounding, second chance opportunities, period. And it's really paying off dividends.
Abueva hits from 3.
As I say that, Calvin Abueva knocks down the three-point shot in the corner, giving Magnolia the lead.
say 51 is our tally. 7:50 remaining here in the third. Casio left by his lonesome, goes to Herndon. Back to Casio. Casio has become a little bit gun shy here after not finding his range early. Barroca pushing it. Stops, pops, and hits.
Nice decision there by Mark Barroca. No, he didn't just... What I like about that is he took a few more dribbles in, past the free throw line to make sure that that was a better percentage shot.
Trotter caught in no man's land. Herndon for three. In and out.
Now the defense has really picked up for Magnolia. You can see the intensity. You can see that the pace has changed. And it's in Magnolia's favor.
Rondial denied by Sangalang.
We're seeing quicker shots by Alaska, which is what they don't want. They want to get into the half-court sets and really work the offense, which worked for them in the first half. But because of the pressure defense displayed by Magnolia in the second half, it's allowed them to really pick up the pace, forcing turnovers, forcing rush shots, making stops, and being able to capitalize offensively. That's why they have this 4-point lead right now.
Alalon will take a seat, and in comes Paul Lee. And Misi has checked in, together with Di Gregorio. Easy follow-up there from Taha.
You see Calvin Abueva, he realizes that that was his missed box out, but nonetheless, great effort by Yusuf Taha.
Di Gregorio struggling here with his shooting today. After an exceptional start to the conference in his first game. Barroca with a floater. That drops.
Those one-handed floaters by Mark Barroca have been one of his main things. You know, it's what's made him such a great player in this league for so many years.
That's an offensive foul.
This is where timing is very key here. Yusuf Taha has to be a little bit more patient in terms of letting that ball go and his positioning. You know, if he just stayed in one place and not showed Mark Barroca his butt, that probably wouldn't have been an offensive foul.
The veteran, Rafi Reeve, is checking back in. To say he's had a long, fruitful career is an understatement. Talking about Rafi.
Well, I compare him to Robert Orr. Everywhere he goes, he wins a championship. You notice that?
Sangalang trying to back his way inside. Puts it up and it drops.
Just so effective down low, Ian Sangalang.
And the lead is now 6 for Magnolia. From a 6-point deficit entering the third, they're now up by 6.
And this is what I'm talking about right here. We saw a lot of that in Alaska's first game. We saw a lot of great big-to-big connects. The bigs doing a good job of interior passing.
Barroca goes inside. Sangalang once again. Ball Lee for 3, short. Anisi bringing it down to the middle. Trotter. Trotter tries to explode to the basket. And a foul is going to be called on Sangalang. He's picked up 3 fouls here in the third alone.
You know, Alaska's down right now, but that sequence there, you saw them slow the pace down. So they realized what's going on here. They're not operating, they're not playing at their pace. They slowed it down. Abu Trotter saw the opening. He went ahead and attacked Ian Sangalang and drew the foul. So that was a good move on Abu Trotter's part.
Sangalang will have to be replaced here. Still doesn't like the call. And he was called for a technical foul for too much complaining. So Di Gregorio, that's a good idea for Coach Jeffrey to give him that shot. Maybe if it goes down, which it didn't, that might give him some confidence here in this ball game. Didn't work though. Trotter now on the line for 2 shots. Trator out of De La Salle University. Makes that first.
We're talking about free throw shooting for both teams. Alaska hasn't been so pretty for Alaska in today's game. Anthony, just to back up what you were saying, 47% from the free throw line for Alaska as opposed to 83% for Magnolia.
Two-point lead enjoyed here by Magnolia at 59-57. Under 5 minutes remaining in the third. It has been a nip and tuck affair. Rivas took his eye off the ball and that cost him.
After those free throws, after that possession, Magnolia comes back on the other end and their offense gets disrupted, this time by a 2-1-2 zone by Alaska.
Di Gregorio will get fouled. That foul might go on Halalon.
That's a nice take by Mike Di Gregorio. I really like that. That was a good decision on his part. He drew the foul, and the thing here is that they're closing the gap because they're drawing the fouls and they're going to the free throw line. They just have to start connecting with their free throws. And this is just uncharacteristic of someone like Mike Di Gregorio missing free throws like this.
Might be just one of those days for Mike. Finally gets a free throw to drop. He's now 1 out of 3 from the line. Let's see if that gets him going. Quick move there by the Beast, will miss. Herndon has picked up a few rebounds here today already. Bit of indecision. He'll be called for traveling.
Was it traveling or did he carry the ball over or carry over?
Well, regardless, it's a turnover.
It's a turnover. It's a turnover. And that can't happen, especially if you're trying to make your run here.
And that was an unforced error more than anything else. There was no pressure. The Beast ties it up there with Taha. It's going to be a jump ball situation. Nice to see the Beast with a calm demeanor.
Well, a lot of his teammates, particularly from Phoenix, they talked about, first of all, they had a really good season last year in the PBA bubble, and they talked about Calvin Abueva's return, and they had nothing but good things to say about Calvin Abueva. And of course, he's good for the league, and you want to see Calvin Abueva, just do well, period. Obviously, having personal difficulties, personal problems a few years back, and it's just good to see him back there on the court, and he looks happy. Looks like he's in a good place.
That's going to stay here. Banal couldn't control that rebound. And again, that was Calvin Abueva in the mix.
He's just everywhere. He's everywhere. He's one of those guys that, he reminds me a lot of Rudy Hatfield. We always had to be aware of where Rudy was at all times. Otherwise, he's going to make a play.
Calvin now on the outside. Finds Paulie, gets it right back. Calvin for 3. A little bit offline. Hit one from the corner earlier. Still Magnolia up by 1. Just about 3.5 remain in the third canto. Hanmisi for 3. Misfires. There's the Beast once again trying to create. Lee. Slight push, puts it up. He'll settle for 2 free throws.
Maverick Hanmisi has to take advantage of those shots. He was wide open there. Still trying to get his bearings back, but I also like that take on the other end by this man right here, Paul Lee. Nice aggressive move to the basket.
Not a problem on the first here for Paul Lee. Second on the way.
But just to really emphasize and re-emphasize and explain to the fans out there, what it's like being off and being away for such a long time, and then all of a sudden you're in the game. One game you'll feel great. You'll have the rhythm. You'll have the stroke. Then the next game you walk into that game thinking that things are going to be okay. Then all of a sudden the ball just doesn't feel right to you. You don't have your legs. You're getting winded a lot quicker than the first game, et cetera, et cetera. So again, all of these teams are going to have to play themselves back into true game shape.
Another foul is going to be called there on Calvin Abueva.
Wow, if Yusuf Taha can really, and it looks to me, well, first of all, this is the most offense I've seen from Yusuf Taha in his entire career so far, and it looks really good. We'll talk more about that when we get back.
Welcome back to the Inares Sports Arena here in Pasig City for our coverage of the Philippine Cup. Anthony Sutay here together with Ali Peak. And Ali, you and I were talking about this during the break about the Aces big men looking so much more solid here this conference.
Well, this is the first time I've seen Yusuf Taha really teams go to him in the post. And I have to say I'm pretty impressed. He's drawing fouls. He just drew another foul on Calvin Weber. In the first half, we saw some post moves implemented by him. But keep in mind, they have one of the best teachers, the legendary Danny Ildefonso, as the big man coach on the sideline, really mentoring these guys. You think about this young front line. Yusuf Taha is one of them. Abu Trotter is another guy. Rodney Brundial, for that matter. All of these young guys can get and learn a lot from someone like Danny Ildefonso.
Gusto mo ba ng kakaibang viewing experience sa PBA? Register to join the PBA Virtual Fan Experience and become a Bida fan. Dahil dito sa PBA, tayo ang Bida. Registration link will be posted a day before each PBA game day on PBA, PBA Rush, TV5, and One Sports Facebook page. That's an excellent point. And we can see Taha just improving. What a marked improvement he had from last conference to now. And he continues to show the way here inside that paint. Cuts the lead of the Magnolia Hotshots to just one.
Well, we're seeing up and unders by him. We're seeing hook shots by him. We're seeing baseline spins or spins towards the baseline on both sides. It looks really promising. It looks really good.
Foul's going to be called there. And it might be on Corpus. Even Tratter, you can see the way he posts up and his moves.
The way he's been attacking, again, it's not so much of scoring every single time down the court. Let's take a look at this. There's a foul here, I believe, called on Maverick Ahanmisi.
No, they're going to call it on Rafi Rivas.
On Rafi Rivas, excuse me. Rafi Rivas over the top, over the back. But, I talked about the veterans on this Alaska squad. This is one of them. He's Maverick Ahanmisi. When you think about where he started his basketball career, rain or shine, under the tutelage of Coach Yang Yao, winning a championship. And then now he's here with Alaska. Again, it's so important to have that balance on the court, but also in the locker room with the veterans and then the young players, especially when there's more young players.
We're tied at 61 here. 2 minutes and change, and that's almost dropped there for Paul Lee.
Ready, 8-8.
Foul's going to be there on Trotter.
Ready, 6-6.
Binaba yung mas.
Kaya nga, kaya ang hirap kumanan eh. Ready, 1.
Hirapan sila magsalita.
One.
There you can see there,
Boy, goal 1 ah.
Lee knocking
Ready,
that
goal
one in.
1.
That first. Paulie makes the second as well. Gives Magnolia another 2-point lead here. 2 minutes, 17 seconds. Still remain here in the third. We still have a whole lot of basketball to be played this Wednesday evening. Bringing up there, Di Gregorio, still to get uncorked. He's been really shackled after that great performance he had in that first opening game, which was a victory for the Alaska Aces. Banal also had a great game. Tratter inside with a slam!
Nice.
And we're tied at 63.
The athleticism of Abu Trotter, the future, as far as the big men are concerned, of Alaska.
Boy, they've got Taha, they've got Trotter. Alalon, spinning, puts it up, short. Di Gregorio picks it up. Trying to give the Aces a lead here. And a foul's going to be called. That's going to be on Paul Lee.
3-3. Bronze. Ay, gold, silver, SSM.
Gold, silver,
Gold.
SSM.
Gold, gold. Sunday silver.
Gold, silver, SSM.
Watch it once again.
Sige, may
Here's Trotter with the explosion and the stuff.
Well, it was really that scramble. You know, you see Magnolia trying to pressure, trapping the corners, and then Abu Trotter did the right thing in flashing and then receiving the ball. He caught Rafi Rivas off guard by just attacking the basket. Rafi probably thought that he was just going to look to dribble handoff. But nice, nonetheless, nice move. Nice explosive move by Abu Trotter.
We do have a few missed opportunities here by the Aces. 2 missed free throws from Banal a while ago. A split from Maverick Ahanmisi. So in 2 trips, Ali, they've missed 3 free throws.
Well, it's been like that the whole night, and you just hope, especially if you're the coaching staff of Alaska, that this doesn't come back to haunt them when it really counts for most, the last 5 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Maroka puts it up, high off the glass.
So the missed free throws is what's keeping Magnolia in this game.
And they've got a 2-point lead. Banal to Trotter. Trotter will hand it off. Di Gregorio. Banal for 3. Bang!
That's really all he has to do. Anthony, he just has to set up and knock down that three-point shot. That's a nice setup and pass by Mike Di Gregorio.
Under a minute to be played here in the third. It's a 1-point lead enjoyed by the Aces. Baraka to Lee. Lee sidestepping. Gets denied. Difference of about 6 seconds from the game clock and the shot clock. They're gonna milk this one down. Remember, Magnolia already in the penalty. Banal. Trotter's gonna lose it. Di Gregorio. And a foul's gonna be called in. Ahanmisi will head on back to the free throw line. Was he fouled by his brother?
I think you're right.
Well, the Magnolia Hotshots are asking the referee, saying the foul came after the 24-second shot clock violation expired. But the officials say otherwise. Another miss here.
Now, this is ridiculous. Alaska's got to sharpen up on their free throws here. You know, they've had moments where they could have extended this lead by just knocking down their free throws. Then what happens is Magnolia comes back on the other end and they score.
2 missed free throws this time from Ahanmisi. That's a total of 5 missed free throws. That's not gonna drop. We're done with 3 quarters here at Linares Sports Center. And it's a 1-point lead enjoyed by the Aces, 66-65 over Magnolia. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. The 4th quarter is upon us. It's just 1 point separating these 2 squads, the Alaska Aces and the Magnolia Pambansang Manok Hotshots. Anthony Sutay together with Ali Peak with the call here tonight. Glad you're joining us. PBA action is back. Take a look at some of the highlights here. This one from Ian Sangalang, who's got 19 points already and still an entire 4th quarter to be played.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just one of the things that I was looking for before this game started. He did struggle in that very first game for Magnolia. Now, all of a sudden, almost 20 points. Like you said, Anthony, another quarter to go. One of the things, though, that I'm going to mention, a very glaring thing, something that I'm sure the Alaska Aces coaching staff are really upset about, is the free throw shooting. This game could have been in much more control by the Alaska Aces had they made their free throws. Matter of fact, they're only shooting 46% from the free throw line.
Coach Jeffrey might pick up a technical foul there. Not happy with the non-call on Ian Sangalang, as he fouled the boot trotter. He's gonna get a warning there. Let's take a look at the quarter scoring.
You see Magnolia really took control of that 3rd quarter, 24 points to 19. And again, if I'm going to harp on this because it's so uncharacteristic of Alaska to miss free throws this way. And if they made the majority of their free throws in that 3rd quarter, they probably would have won that 3rd quarter.
Missed opportunity there for Sangalang. Hanmisi.
Nice pass.
Perfect pass, and Abu Trotter blows the cripple. A little bit too strong there with a lefty. Strong there from the beast as well. Hanmisi. Nice look inside. Short that time from Taha.
Got to capitalize on those buckets. Those were gimmies right there. Abu Trotter, you just have to throw that down, young fella. And that could have been a nice highlight as well.
Oh, definitely, definitely. That was a picture-perfect pass from Hanmisi. He couldn't believe that his team's not up by 3.
I remember Jimmy Alapak used to get upset with me when I'd miss shots like that. He'd set me up real nice. He'd be like, hey, man, I could have had 3 more assists. You better start making your shots.
Or you're buying me dinner for the rest of the week.
No, he said, I'm not going to pass you the ball if you can't make your shots.
A minute gone here in the 4th. Sangalang barreling his way in. It's a basket and 1 opportunity here.
Wow.
Banal asking for a charge.
We got to see that again.
We're going to call the foul on Adamos. Sangalang just moved him out of the way.
I'll be honest with you, that could have gone either way.
Another one of those bang-bang plays.
Another one of those baptism by fire type,
as well.
the young rookie going up against Ian Sangalang, who's an all-star. You have to pay your dues, but like I said, that's 50-50 there. I think both guys did a pretty good job. Ben, the rookie, holding his ground, but at the same time, that's a nice power move by Ian Sangalang.
2-point lead right now by Magnolia. Trotter kicks it out. Extra pass. Adamos looking to answer back, doesn't. And you said the athleticism of Abu Trotter just out of this world.
It's the strength underneath the basket, I think, that's giving Magnolia a really tough time. You're talking about two guys, in this case scenario, Abu Trotter, who's about a solid 6'5", 6'6", with the size and strength to go along with it. Very impressive, just going up there and grabbing that offensive board and trying to go back up. But again, I can't help but harp on the free throw shooting of Alaska. That stopped the bleeding, though. But you saw that. You saw that statistic. I believe, 15 for 32.
That's horrible.
There's no excuse for that.
Well, there, Trotter makes both. And we're tied once again at 68, our fifth deadlock. The Beast off the glass.
I like how he protected the ball there. He cuffed it, took that long step, and went straight up.
Let's see if they try to take advantage of the mismatch with the Beast inside. Dang draws the foul there from De La Rosa.
See that Rome De La Rosa was trying to draw the offensive foul. But let's take a look at this. Calvin Abueva sees the opening, attacks, cuffs the ball, goes over Trotter and scores. One of the things that a lot of people don't understand about Calvin, he's a very, very strong athlete, but he's also a very athletic athlete.
I haven't seen him smile this much. As you can see, he's got a different demeanor, which is good for him, his career. It's good for the PBA. Calvin saying, they threw it off my foot. 14 seconds once again on the shot clock for the Alaska Aces, trailing by 2. Di Gregorio, long 2 hits.
That was a difficult shot. He shot that over 2 defenders. Over there in that shoulder area of the free throw line.
A little bit too strong that time from the Beast. Calvin Abueva and the rest of the Magnolia Hotshots get back down on defense. We're tied at 70. Dang, looking for some space. Well, they look for the hot hand in Di Gregorio. Rondial. Long shot from Trotter. Tracked down there by Teng. Castro for 3. Good line, a little bit too strong.
Offensive rebound after offensive rebound. Magnolia has to box out. These are just hustle plays.
It's hard to track down those rebounds, though, Ali, because those are coming from threes. They're long rebounds.
They're long rebounds, but you still have to box out.
So many opportunities here for the Aces. And this time down the court, Di Gregorio. That was challenged. Now with Baroka. De La Rosa. Quick passing.
There's that 2-3 zone again, Anthony. You can see it.
They're just staying in their spots. And a poor pass there. Good challenge. That's off the hands of Calvin Abueva.
That was just a tough pass by Mark Baroka. I don't know if he was thinking. The Rafi Rivas, about 12, 13 years ago, Rafi Rivas would have been able to jump up there and alley-oop dunk that. But in all seriousness, a bit of miscommunication there on the part of Magnolia.
We're tied at 70. We got a close game here. We got another timeout. This timeout is brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Welcome back to our coverage here of the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. We've got a dandy, the Alaska Aces, up against the Magnolia, Pambansang, Manok, Hotshots. Anthony Sutay here together with Ali Peak, and we're expecting a thrilling finish by both these squads here tonight.
Well, it's been a down-to-the-wire game, and I think that's how it's going to be with the last 5 minutes in this fourth quarter. But you got to give credit to both teams. You know, not as sharp as we want them to be, not as sharp as the coaching staff wants them to be, but nonetheless a very competitive game.
As we take a look at the team standings, a very good start for the Meralco Bolts and the Rain or Shine Elasto Painters. As you can see there, they're both 2-0, leading the pack. A little slow start for Phoenix and Blackwater as they find themselves at the bottom of the standings.
Well, the good thing about this is that it's still early, and they have a lot of time to turn around, but they don't have that much time. They can't afford to lose another game or another 2 games for that matter.
You want to be able to get out of that cellar as quickly as you possibly can. Quick passing here. Casio for 3! Just short. De La Rosa with a rebound. Alalo now. The guard rotation once again of Coach Chito Victorero has been excellent. Guards have been very fresh, active, and just when I said that, Baroka with a pass behind the beast.
Just miscommunication there. Baroka thought that Calvin Abueva was going to stay in his place, but instead Calvin misread the situation and decided to cut.
An offensive foul is going to be called here against Teng. That was leech-like defense put up there by Gio Halalo.
Again, pressure defense in the backcourt, and this is something that Alaska has to be very wary of, especially down the stretch.
Little chicken wing there from Teng. Alalon, too strong. Teng calling out play number 5. Let's see it. I go inside. This is a good matchup. Tratter trying to use his quickness there. Gets denied by Rivas. But you like the fact that Tratter doesn't even think about it. When he gets the ball, he just attacks right away.
Well, it was to me, it was the right move. I mean, he attacked baseline. He got there quick, but then also the defense of Magnolia collapsed on him.
Teng hanging in the air. Nice block there from Calvin Abueva.
It's amazing what Calvin Abueva can do at his size. You know, when you at that power forward position, when he is playing the 4 spot, he's undersized, but yet he's able to hold his own against guys that are about, you know, Brondell's a big guy. He's about a solid 6'5", 6'6".
Well, he's got exceptional timing, talking about Abueva. Hitting from the outside is De La Rosa. He's got 3 threes already here tonight.
Magnolia taking advantage of every opportunity here. And finally, they've been able to break through and break this this deadlock at 70 for quite some time. But now all of a sudden they have the lead.
I thought Teng was going to try to answer right back. They go inside to Brondial. Brondial hands it off. That's not going to drop there. De La Rosa with the rebound.
What concerns me is Alaska's had those opportunities on the inside to score buckets. but they're not able to convert on that. Magnolia has to take advantage here by extending the lead.
It's going to be a foul on Herndon.
Take a look at this play here. It's a nice kick out. Actually, not even a kick out. It's penetration, sucking the defense in of Alaska, and then Gio Halalan recognizing that Rome De La Rosa is sitting out there in the wing at the three-point line.
Here comes Taha. They need his inside presence. And Misi is checked back in as well. And back to the zone are the Aces. And once again, Paul Lee, fresh off the bench, hits a long one.
It's that experience starting to take over. Paul Lee being able to knock down a three-point shot on the opposite side of the wing. Now, this is where it gets interesting because they're starting to figure out the zone. And the more they're able to knock down those three-point shots, that leaves the inside a lot more open.
Taha trying to carve out some space.
Wow.
Puts it up
Wow.
and in. Another player fresh off the bench. Got his second win. That's going to be the 5th personal foul of Calvin Abueva.
Just a nice muscle up here. You know, that's just what that looks like to me, because this is the best I've seen Yusuf Taha perform from an offensive standpoint. All right. And what I'm seeing is development in his skill set and confidence. I see the confidence, and that's very, very important.
Long rebound, goes back to the Aces. Misi turns the corner, kicks it out, and it heads over to Jeffrey Carriazo.
They can't afford to have these types of mishaps. Now, if you're going to make a pass like that, that's a long pass on the other side, you might as well just have passed it into Yusuf Taha, who's sitting there trying to post up.
5:28 remaining here in the 4th. It's a 3-point lead enjoyed by Magnolia. Philippines' chances of getting its first ever gold medal is stronger than ever. Share the love for Team Philippines as we count down to Tokyo 2020. Watch the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020 from July 23rd to August 8th on Signal, TV5, One Sports, One Sports Plus, Signal Play, PLDT, and Smart. With hashtag See Us Stronger. Looking forward to see all of our 19 athletes, Margie Didal, Heidelin Diaz, the boxers, our Taekwondo Jin in action as we take a look at the action here from Jerome Teng. He was active on the offensive end, defensively picking up a few boards here and there and hitting his long twos as well, Ali.
We saw Jerome Teng being able to create his own shot there, but then also out of scrambles, getting the 50-50 balls, converting, and then also the offensive rebounds. You look at that, I'm right on point here. 11 rebounds there. Some of those were offensive, 3 assists, along with 10 points.
We've had an exceptional match here between Magnolia and Alaska. We've had 6 deadlocks, 7 lead changes. Paul Lee for 3. Yes!
Sort of the same thing that happened in their very first game versus Phoenix. Paul Lee really started to come on when it really counted the most, the last 5 minutes of the 4th quarter.
And the lead is now up to 6. Taha asking for it. 3-pointer's not going to go down. It falls in the lap of Rodney Brondial. Herndon gives it up. Deng. Let's touch last by Gio Halano. 3.5 seconds remaining in the shot clock.
Take a look at that shot there. First of all, that degree of difficulty is very, very tough to execute. We're
He
talking
makes that
about
look so
Pauline
easy
there.
though. Ahanmisi with another miss from point blank range. Wow, they missed so many gimmies. Not to mention the many missed free throws by the Aces.
Exactly, Anthony. I mean, as I mentioned, in the third quarter, those types of struggles can come back to haunt them, and we're starting to see that right now. Magnolia is the type of team, they have enough experience underneath their belts to maintain a lead and keep a lead.
Lee hits once again. Back-to-back baskets for the lethal weapon. Extends the lead to 8.
Especially shots like that, Anthony. I mean, look, these guys have so much championship experience underneath their belts to the point that they don't panic.
Taha gets it to drop. He's playing at a really high confidence level. Talking about Taha.
It's really good to see. It really is.
Lee. Trying to make it 3 straight baskets? No. Track there by Tang. Tang in the open court. And a foul is going to be called. 2 free throws here for Jeron Tang.
Still a lot of time here if you're Alaska. That hustle play and putback by Yusuf Taha. But once again, you got to give so much credit to Magnolia, especially the guards. Paul Lee really lighting things up under 5 minutes in this fourth quarter.
JV Cassius coming in for Maverick Ahanmisi, who's missed a couple of easy shots. And he had also an unforced error.
It's a good decision on Coach Cariaso's part to bring in a more experienced point guard in JV Casio at this point.
Sangalang. That's not gonna drop. Taha snatches that board.
Look at that hustle by Yusuf Taha.
Di Gregorio has checked in as well. He'll get this one back. Thought about that 3. Casio hits. No, check that. That's Herndon.
Because of good execution there, Robbie Herndon was able to set up and knock down that 3-point shot.
Well, he's a very good offensive player. They gave him that much space. He took it and made it. Calvin was free. Just for a moment inside. Lee steps back. Will miss. And that might be it for the Beast. And he knows it. He's heading straight to the bench. It's going to be an interesting 2:36 here without the Beast, one of their leading rebounders, talking about Magnolia. Casio waiting for Herndon. Nice find inside. Taha looking for a 3-point play, gets it.
It's amazing. And look, this was off of a pick and roll play. Right? All he did here was he set up Robbie Herndon. Robbie Herndon rewarded him. And Yusuf Taha playing with so much confidence right now. It's really, really good to see, and it's really promising for this front line that Alaska has.
That's exceptional back-to-back games.
Exactly, and all I keep thinking about is, hey, they have a legend training these guys, Daniel DeFonso.
Well,
so it all makes sense.
They might need to bring somebody in to teach them to hit free throws. They missed another one there. That's not going to drop once again for Sanggalang.
2 straight shots for inside Galang missed.
Welcome to the Twilight Zone, the final 2 minutes.
Nice
Tracker,
pass.
just a little bit
Just
too
couldn't
low.
control it.
Timeout is going to be called. Coach Chito Victorero wants to talk to his boys as they try to protect this 1-point lead. We got a timeout on the floor. We'll be back for more. Stick around for the exciting windup. Welcome back to our coverage of the 2021 Honda PBA Philippine Cup, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Let's take a look at Paul Lee. He's got 16 points. Field goals, not as good, but look at those free throws, exceptional, 7 out of 7.
The main thing here is that Paul Lee is knocking down the shots, the critical shots that are most needed, especially in the end of this fourth quarter. We saw him do that in the first game versus Phoenix. But that's what you want your veteran, your superstar to do, to be able to control the game scoring-wise in that aspect, even though his shooting percentage is not quite where it's supposed to be. Just real quickly, I just want to give a special shout out to a fan of mine. His name is Cyril_Elgin_Cabalquinto23. That's his IG account. What's up? Thank you so much, Cyril. Thank you so much for being such a fan of me and, of course, the PBA. God bless.
Thank you so much. Continue supporting the PBA. Look at the rebounding discrepancy, 56-40. That's not going to drop once again for Sanggalang. He's come up short a couple of times. In fact, his last 3 tries.
It's really good defense on the part of the bigs from Alaska. They're really giving him no option there. Now, I've been waiting for him to turn baseline.
De Gregorio short. Taha saves it. Another opportunity here for the Aces. Herndon from downtown. Bang!
I'm gonna tell you one thing, Robbie is a gamer. He can knock down shots like that in the most critical times. I've seen him do it time and time again.
A minute remaining here. 2-point lead by the Alaska Aces. Gonna go to Sanggalang once again. That time he gets it to drop. We're tied once again.
Off the pick and roll, Ian Sanggalang being able to finish there.
That's his stronger side.
Well, he's left-handed. So far on the other side, he's been going to the middle almost every single time. I was waiting for him to drop step baseline. But of course, that's what my teammates used to tell me all the time because I'm also left-handed.
De Gregorio short on that one. And a foul on the Alaska Aces is going to send the Hotshots to the line for 2 shots. Not exactly the best of fouls with 34.6 seconds remaining in this encounter.
This could possibly be the game right here.
Pressure-packed free throws for the veteran Rafi Rivas. First time on the line tonight for Rivas. The first one a little bit too strong. Alalan's going to check in for Paul Lee. Maybe defense-offense substitution for Coach Chito Victorero. Rivas Strong on both. Herndon with the rebound. Missed opportunities there once again from Magnolia. This time, they missed their free
I
throws.
honestly thought that Rafi Rivas was going to knock down at least one of those two. But as you say that, Anthony, Alaska has a chance to take the lead here.
Yusef Taha has been a gem here today for the Alaska Aces. He has been their pillar of strength inside. Watch him go to work.
Well, you're looking at 20 points, 10 rebounds, and a really, really good field goal percentage by Yusuf Taha. His efficiency shown and displayed in the first two games of this conference. And you know, I'm going to go back to Daniel Alfonso. I mean, this is a man that he works with every single day, and it's starting to pay off dividends.
There's Danny, right on cue.
I mean, one of the things about Daniel Alfonso that made him so difficult to guard was his footwork. He had tremendous footwork, and he had a lot of different types of creative moves underneath the basket. And you can rest assured that he's showing a lot of those types of moves to guys like Yusuf Taha, even Abuja Trotter. Now, going back into a bit of history, he had a chance to work a lot with Vic Manuel, and Vic Manuel talks about it all the time. He learned a lot from Daniel Alfonso. So this is a good thing for Alaska. Now, we're in a situation here with 33 seconds left. Alaska has the chance to get this lead. They just have to make sure that they have a really solid possession here.
Who do they go to here, Ali? Di Gregorio. To Taha. Taha making his spin. We lose it. Steal here from De La Rosa, and he quickly calls time.
What I was looking for there was more of a, probably a pick and roll screen. Yusuf Taha is playing really good basketball, but from this area here, he possibly might be trying to do a little bit too much, especially with that type of defense, that defense surrounding him, not aware of where other defenders are. He makes that spin move there. Rafi Rivas pops the ball loose. And these are the things that he's going to have to learn as he goes along. But what I was expecting more was the ball to be in JB Castro's hands so JB can orchestrate and get them the best shot possible. Unfortunately, that didn't happen.
That's one option. The second option could be, remember, Robbie Herndon just hit a big shot earlier.
Robbie Herndon, exactly. He could have been set up for a three-point shot. But having said all that, we're looking at Magnolia right now, and they have the perfect opportunity to possibly win this game.
Well, at the very least, send this one into overtime. They're going to take that last shot, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
Now, from Magnolia's point of view, without the beast Calvin Abueva, they still have a lot of different options.
Many different options, and you see Paul Lee checks back into the game, and he's been knocking down some clutch shots in this fourth quarter for Magnolia. So it will be interesting to see what happens here. Now, there's going to be different options, but this possession is more than likely going to end with Paul Lee taking the shot.
But look at this. They've got Barroca, who can break down the defense. They've got Gio Halalon, another one of those quick guards.
And Rome De La Rosa, who's been shooting the ball pretty well this whole game.
They're going to give it to Halalon.
So a 1-4 setup here. You can already see the movement.
They got to make their move now. They look for Lee. Lee.
Nice
Nice handoff.
Wow, and that's game. Unbelievable.
They might have to review this to check it, but it looks like it
It
is
looks
counted.
like it's good. It looks like it's good. You just got to take a look at the glass and see the red light go on. That's good. That's good.
No question about this one. Paul Lee makes the right decision, finds Ian Sangalang who knocks it through. And the Hotshots are going to go to 2-0.
That was a great play. That's all I got to say. Wow.
Magnolia takes this one by 2. It was a nail biter, but a win nonetheless, winning it 84-82. Wow. What else can you say?
Well, again, I mean, if you're Alaska, you're kind of kicking yourself in the butt right now because the free throw shooting, horrendous. You know, and again, I talked about it, how we could come back to haunt them. It sure did. Then the possessions. That wasn't the best possession that they had before that play that was executed by Paul Lee.
And who is our best player of the ball game? None other than the man who hit the marginal basket, Ian Sangalang.
26 points, 5 rebounds, 11 for 20. Just a lot of this was near or around the basket, underneath the basket, in the paint, in Sangalang, really doing damage this game.
He's our next level player of the game, brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. Magnolia wins this one by 2, 84-82. We'll be back for a whole lot more in just a bit.
Magnolia head coach Chito Victolero. Ian, ano yung sa tingin mo ang key sa 2-0 start ng inyong team?
Siguro yung key dito sa start namin kasi before kami mag-start, nag-usap-usap kami kasi grabe yung tinabaho namin before the start of the conference. Traveling to Batangas, tapos ito na yung hinihintay namin game eh. So yung makabalik kami, siyempre yun yung naging mindset namin, yung hirap na dinanas namin. Kung wawalain lang namin yung game na to. Kasi important sa amin ngayon yung makakuha kami ng good start unlike nung nangyari sa bubble. So ngayon, 50-50 game nagawa namin. So ayun, thankful kami dahil nanalo kami today.
Coach, your thoughts on the game?
Sa start pa lang naman sinabi ko, this is not an easy game. And we will sweat out. We have to be committed on this game because it's hard. We have only 1 day preparation. And we need to adjust right away. But no excuses, yun ang sinabi ko sa mga players. Hindi pwedeng excuse yung nagpalit ng kalaban. And through hard work, at least naka-recover kami. And isang key doon is our defense on the second half. I talked to the players in the dugout sa first half. I told them that we need to limit our opponents inside points, on their inside points, and we need to tighten our defense. And yung energy na binigay namin on the start of the third quarter was the key on this game because we start very slow, especially nung end ng second quarter. But on the third quarter, we start very strong, and that's why nakabalik kami sa game. And we execute in the end. We limit our opponents on under 80 points, and then that was the testament of our defense.
May katanungan po si Mr. Eros Villanueva.
Hi, Coach Chito. Congratulations po. Great win tonight.
Thank you, Eros.
Can you walk us through yung final 3 na po yun, yung options po na yun, and if talagang yun talaga yung in-envision po ninyo na play off that timeout?
Yes, actually, we go to staggered screen to Paul, and then we will spread out. And the Alaska players collapse on Paul, and then nalibre si Ian. So, siguro yun talaga yung pattern. But of course, it's up to Paul kung ano yung gagawin niya. So, he finds Ian on an easy basket, and yun naman yan. Sa tagal nilang magkakilala, I think sa mata pa lang nagkakausap na sila.
Coach, next question, Ray Hoble.
Coach, how do you envision ngayon yung si Ron De La Rosa turning out to be a two-way player?
Yes, I'm very happy with Rome. Yun talaga yung inano namin ng off-season eh. Yan yung tinabaho namin nila Rome, yung kanyang offensive. Kasi sa depensa, wala kaming problema kay Rome. I mean, he can defend anybody dun sa anumang position, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yung offense niya, yun yung tinabaho namin ng the off-season. And ngayon lumalabas, I think, na-spread niya yung floor, maganda yung shooting ni Rome. And I'm very happy because yung konfiyansa niya nandyan na. So, tuloy-tuloy lang siguro.
Thank you.
Coach, ano masasabi mo sa laro ni Calvin so far sa Magnolia? And ba't nga ba siya pala nagpalit ng number?
Actually, yun yung talaga yung number niya because una, nag-12 siya, but before the start or in the middle of our preparation, siguro, nagpalit yata siya eh. So ngayon, 13. So siguro kailangan lang, I don't know kung kay Calvin kung ano yung ibig sabihin. But Calvin helped us a lot. He played multiple position. He gives us the energy. Yun, malaking factor sa amin yung nabibigay ni Calvin sa laro namin. But na-foul trouble lang si Calvin ngayon. But hopefully he can manage his fouls on our next game.
Coach, next question, Eros Villanueva.
Hey Coach, you held po Alaska to just 36%. I think second time po na under 40% yung kalaban ninyo, if I'm not mistaken. Gaano po kayo satisfied sa defense ng team this early in the conference habang hindi pa masyadong nag-tweak yung offense po ninyo so far? Thank you.
Yeah, we are the defensive. We have a defensive mindset, Eros, and we're a defensive team. And I'm very satisfied. We have a goal this conference. Yung points allowed namin, and right now in our last 2 games we achieved that, and I'm very happy because yung pressure defense namin nandyan, and yung discipline namin sa half court nandyan pa din. But the only problem nung laro na to is on the first half is our half court defense eh. So I think we adjust on the second half, and magandang adjustment naman yung nagawa namin, and thankful at yung mga bata committed dun sa mga adjustment namin.
Coach, question ulit. In previous conferences, meron kayong mga kampanya na parang sa dulo na lang kayo rumaratsyada eh. Ngayon, maganda yung start ninyo. Talaga bang may effort kayo to start strong even though short ang preparation and biglaan yung start ng season?
Yeah, we learned a lot from the bubble. That's why yun yung binigyan ko ng emphasis on the preparation this conference, and we have a slow start sa bubble, and then we have a hard time na makarecover. But you know, naka 6-game winning streak kami doon, but the problem is although naka 7-4 kami, but ano pa rin, nandun pa kami sa number 7. So right now, yun yung sinabi ko sa kanila, we learn a lot from that, and ang sabi ko lang is we need to start strong on this conference, and thankful dahil yung last 2 games namin kahit paano nalusot namin.
Let's take a look at the highlights here. Brought to you by Honda, the official motorcycle of the PBA. What a game we just witnessed here. Magnolia winning it. Let's take a look at the first 12 minutes. This is very close still.
Well, definitely. Both teams came out really consistent. We saw a lot of good execution out there, but you know, Magnolia had some really good plays, and that was one of them right there. Gio Halalan finding one of his teammates, Dionisio, underneath the basket, which actually gave them the first. Gave them the lead in that first quarter.
In the second quarter, we can see Adamos showing us his range, knocking down that 3.
Well, again, we saw a lot of great execution. Adamos, like you said, Anthony knocking down that 3-point shot, but we saw a lot of great looks on the part of Alaska. And then, of course, Ian Sangalang having a really big first half with buckets such as those.
Now let's take a look at Taha, who has really improved his post game there, shooting that one over the outstretched arms of Ian Sangalang. At the half, it's a 6-point lead enjoyed by Alaska. And in the third quarter, Mark Barroca went to work.
Just a teardrop shot there by Mark Baroka, but it was the defense in the second half by Magnolia, the pressure defense, which really changed the pace, changed the complexion of the game, bringing it back to Magnolia's favor. That's why they were able to get the lead. But then we've seen great plays such as the one by Abu Trotter, off that scramble, throwing it down with all that strength and athleticism.
That was our score line entering the fourth period, a 1-point lead by the Aces. And here, things got really tight. Herndon knocks down that three.
That was a deep three-point shot by Robbie Herndon, giving Alaska a 2-point lead with less than 1 minute left in the basketball game. But we saw some great connections, particularly between Paul Lee and that man right there, Ian Sangalang. And then the last few seconds, once again, Ian Sangalang found by Paul Lee for the game winner. Magnolia edging out Alaska.
Watch it once again. Paul Lee could have taken it, dished it off at the last minute, and Ian Sangalang was there to put it through. So many options, really, for the Hotshots there.
There were a lot of options. Paul Lee, the most important thing was to get the ball into Paul Lee's hands with the last 5 seconds in that game, and that's exactly what happened. Of course, we saw what it did eventually for Magnolia.
Magnolia wins this one by 2, and their record is now 2-0 as they join the early leaders Meralco and Rainer Shine atop the team standings. We have our game schedule here. This is on Friday. Ginebra up against Blackwater at 2, and the San Miguel Beermen up against NLEX at 4:35. That's on Friday. And this coming Saturday, got another twin bill. It's Meralco up against Rainer Shine at 2, and the Alaska Aces face Phoenix Super LPG Fuel Masters at 4:35. All games live on PBA Rush, Signal, and on Smart GigaFest. And that's gonna do it for our coverage. In behalf of everybody here from PBA Rush, my partner Ali Peak, this is Anthony Sutay saying thanks for joining us, everybody. Till next time, take care. Have a good night ahead. God bless.